Hello, what's your name?
Courtney Law.
All right. And where are we on this?
Well, Judge, at a little bit of a disadvantage. We never got this motion. We tried to confirm with the court that it was sent to us. We just never received it. So I've been scrambling since about 11 o'clock this morning to know where I'm at. If I'm reading things correctly, I think the motion to set aside the default is untimely. And furthermore, the defendant's already been evicted.
I was locked out.
I have an application order of eviction that I believe Your Honor has signed.
Oh. Um, Ma'am, you're saying, all right, so here's part of the problem, counsel. She's saying that she had paid her balance in full on the 6th of November.
I had paid it for October, and when I got served, I was told that that's what I had to pay to not come to court. So I obviously should have come to court in hindsight, but I didn't because I paid it on the 6th.
Okay. All right. So you paid what on the 6th?
So I paid October's rent.
On November 6th?
Yes.
Got that. And I see the proof of the payment of that. We got it. And how much was your monthly rent?
$9.90, but it ended up somehow every month being $10.50. I think with late fees, it was $10.50.
Do you have anything regarding their balance currently?
I don't have anything regarding the balance. What I have submitted to Your Honor are the court orders for the default judgment as well as the order.
I see all that.
That's all I have, because we did not know about this motion until we pulled a copy of the court's docket late this morning. So we did not because we did not receive it. I don't have a ledger. All I have, we were able to pull those.
Right, I got all that, but I guess my I'm gonna tell you what part of my problem is. That on the 6th of November, and I have proof for the basis she's provided, there was a debit card payment of $500. $530. Which I'm presuming from your perspective, Ms. Goff, that brought you through October.
Mhm.
And that's, you're saying what they told you you had to pay, right?
Yes.
Okay, and and council, where I have a problem and I realize a certain disadvantage, but just looking at these numbers, and part of this assumes that what she's indicating to me is correct, but I'm looking at the complaint. And at the end of October, about $1,000 was owing, which was her October amount, right? I have then a payment for $530 on the 6th. Then have a judgment. Oh, boy. And then I have a judgment, 1705. Part of that's court cost, right? But the principal, I don't know what happened here. But
Very sorry.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm having a tendency to lend some credibility toward what Ms. Goff is saying. And here's the reason why I'm saying that. It's because the principal amount of the judgment, absent court costs, is exactly what she paid less $1,000, which was really her November rent.
If I may hazard a guess, Judge,
Yeah,
my guess is that Ms. Goff was told, and it's purely speculation on my part, that she was told sometime in October, if you pay this amount, you'll be fine. She didn't pay that amount until November. As we are wont to do, we submit an order on the date of the hearing that includes that month's rent as well. So while she may very well have, had she paid that amount in October, been current, or our client would have taken notice of that, by the time we got before Your Honor, now November has come due, and that's what was submitted. I'm guessing.
Did they tell? I got you. When did they tell you to pay the $530? To pay up through October?
They said as long as it's paid before the 7th, you don't have to show up to court. So I really should have shown up, but
No, but when they say, as long as it's paid, are they talking about the full amount or just October?
just October.
Did they tell you that specifically?
They said with what is on this paperwork, as long as this is paid.
Now this is where the courtroom energy shifts. We've moved from fighting possession to damage control. At this point, it's less about staying in the unit and more about avoiding an eviction judgment on the record. And that's a massive difference. An eviction can follow someone for years when trying to rent again. So the real tension here becomes, can she leave cleanly before this turns into something that affects her future housing?
process
When you
server,
say on what paperwork?
on the initial eviction paperwork.
Okay,
So it was,
you just mentioned something. Was that the process server that told you that or somebody?
it was
in
a
their
process server, yes.
office? Dear God, Lord have mercy.
And Your Honor, I would submit that that's not my client, and my client would not have
I
given
know,
that.
counsel, I'm not stupid. So if somebody told you that, right? Did they remove all of her items from the unit?
I'm sorry, what?
Did they removed everything from her unit?
I don't know. All I know is that she's been locked out.
I don't know.
If you'd like to pass this, I can find out from my client. Assuming they're working today.
What? So where are you staying right now, Ms. Goff?
Unfortunately, the Harmony House.
Let me pass it a minute. Let them find out. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls case Red Line Apartments versus William Irving.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fantair on behalf of
Your name, sir?
William Irving.
All right. And how much is owing?
the balance in this case is $3,083.
All right. You said you're gonna have it paid today.
Yes, I am currently waiting on a direct deposit into my account to be able to pay it.
That will pay it all off.
Yes, sir.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. No tribal issue after a hearing. Gonna grant a judgment for possession for that total amount. All right, with the writ date of the January 5th. If paid today, then I'd order the case dismissed if it's paid in full.
By the 5th
Okay.
or by today?
Pardon?
By the 5th or by today?
If you get it paid, well, theoretically, if you get paid before the end of the month, I'd order it dismissed.
Okay.
But if your direct deposit goes, here's what I'll do. Mr. Fantera, if he pays it by the 29th, I'll issue the judgment. But if he pays it by the 29th, just send me in a dismissal.
All right.
Okay?
I'll send in a
Thank you.
That way
dismissal,
the
setting the
case will be
judge.
dismissed. Pardon?
Yeah, I'll send in a dismissal, setting aside the judgment and dismissing the case.
Yes.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Have a good new year.
You as well.
Court calls case of YPF 16 LLC versus Christina Morgan. And Terry Jones Jr. Hello.
Hey, Your Honor,
What's your name?
Christina Morgan.
All right. I like that. Getting greeted, hey, Your Honor. That's how you guys want you to greet me in. No. All right. Mr. Fantera,
Her balance.
how much
including-
is owing?
Her balance, including court
This is
costs,
classic courtroom negotiation happening
$1,338.
live. Notice how the attorney is already pivoting away from arguing the past payments and moving toward a move-out deadline. That usually means both sides recognize the legal fight may not be worth dragging out. From a retention standpoint, this is the suspense moment. Does Mr. Dunlap accept extra time, or does he keep fighting and risk losing even sooner? What would you do in his position? Take the extra time or challenge the eviction?
I was hoping I would get a call back from them again today. She told me she'll give me a call back. But I haven't heard from them this morning. And so I was maybe hoping to get maybe another week extension to pay that balance. I am not planning on staying there after the 31st because my lease is up on the 31st.
Okay, so you're gonna move out on the,
I've already moved out.
you already moved out?
I'm in the process of getting the rest of my things out of there now, literally. I
Do
was
you
gonna
know
go,
anything about that, Mr. Fanter?
I do not.
my lease ends on the 31st.
The December 31st.
That's the end of my
Here's what
term.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grant them a judgment for possession. All right. Finding no tribal issue after hearing. Redemption amount is that amount. You need to move and turn in your keys. If she moves and turns in her keys, I'll set aside the judgment.
But we're still gonna leave the
If you move
redemption date on
before
that.
the end of the year, if she moves before the end of the year,
I'll be done like tomorrow.
she's gonna be done tomorrow.
So we're gonna leave the redemption date, redemption amount the same, but if she moves out or pays by the end of the year, I'm gonna do the same on this case that I did in the previous case.
Correct.
Governor, is there a way that we could discuss the October's portion of the rent? Rappery House did pay their portion, but I did not.
You can, that who did not?
I didn't pay my portion, which was only $300 for that month because I didn't have heat the entire month.
So that may have to be dealt with later. What I'm trying to do right now is just stop this from,
Being an eviction. All right, sounds good.
okay?
I'll move.
Okay, that's a, thank
So I
you.
don't need to come back to court right now.
You don't wanna come back?
I do. I
You
love,
said
I love
what?
seeing you on the
You
right
said I
cases.
don't wanna see that judge again.
On the right cases. I love being here.
Okay, all right, no, you won't have to.
All right.
You take care, have a blessed day. Court does call the case, YPF 16 LLC versus Virgil Dunlap.
David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, there he is.
Good morning.
Good, how are you, Mr. Dunlap?
I'm okay.
All right,
Okay.
okay, hold on before you go on. Where are we on this one, Mr. Fanter?
This is a termination case. His lease expired a year ago. He was sent a 30-day notice. And I think the only issue that we had last week was he said he had paid his December rent. I got that check back from the corporate office, and I was gonna pick it up and bring it today, except for you don't want to see me today. I'm pretty sick, so I would, Mr. Dunlap can pick that up at 206 North Huron, but we'd still like a judgment for possession with him to move out.
Well, the problem's gonna be, that's for December rent?
Yep, they got it on the 4th. Yes. We never got the October or November, excuse me, we never got we asked him to leave November 15th. We never received anything for November.
They said they didn't receive anything for November.
Yes, she said they have all the,
Pardon?
she told me in the office they had all the rent. I paid all the rent. She
You
told me,
have copies of
I
your
just
paper?
got one copy for.
What is
last
that?
month-
What's that?
Last month,
What?
the one for, the fourth,
December.
yeah.
Okay, they say they have that, but they're trying to get that back to you.
Right, they got,
But did you pay November?
I paid all the rent. When I was incarcerated, right here.
You were incarcerated.
Right. So when I got out, I stayed in jail for about 3 months. And somebody else was living in the apartment. I was not there.
You were not there,
So,
but you're sure that October and November got paid?
yes,
They're saying that you didn't pay.
I paid.
Pardon?
I called her Friday when I talked to you last week. And she said, well, I got all the.
How did that October and November get paid?
Hold on, I got it on. Can I give you a minute?
Pardon?
I can show you on the paper where I got paid.
You got paper?
I think so back. here.
Okay,
Okay, can I need a minute?
yeah, okay. I'll pass it. And then I do have Bishop Pickering versus Glenda Hubbard. That matter's dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. You gotta look for it? Okay, all right, I'll pass that, Mr. Pantera. He says he's got proof of payment.
Your Honor, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
So let's assume that he can show that, and let's also assume that the court doesn't like the fact that my client held this payment for 3 weeks before returning it. I could reissue the 30-day notice today, and make sure we don't take it, and then he would have to be out by February 1st, which would mean by the time we get him to court. So could we potentially enter a judgment today that gives him till February 15th to move out? He's gonna have to move.
No, I get it, but I don't know if he's gonna. Mr. Dunlap, did you hear that? All right, well, you think about that a quick second. Let me get these out of the way and look for what you're gonna look for. Augusta Woods versus Papagaye.
Afternoon, Your Honor. Jim Carl here on behalf of Augusta Woods.
Papagaye, not here. If you'd like to take a vote, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
I don't. I want to
No.
dismiss. I'd rather dismiss this.
Okay, very good. Even better, case dismissed. Augusta Woods versus Anthony Wilson.
Again, Your Honor, Jim Carl on behalf of Augusta Woods.
Your name, sir?
Anthony Wilson, Your Honor, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good.
All right, where are we on this?
Your Honor, I have a marked up consent judgment that both parties have signed. I was able to confirm Mr. Wilson gave me some numbers. I confirmed it with our client out in the hall. And the new numbers, if you can read the chicken scratch, are, I believe it was $825.07.
Correct.
So we've agreed to a consent judgment with a writ date of 1/5.
Is that correct, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you can get this paid by then, you think?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, fantastic. What I will do, you have any other questions regarding this judgment?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Since this is, and I do have to advise you, sir, since this is a consent judgment, you're unrepresented by counsel, you have 3 business days to think about it. If you believe that there's some legal reason, some confusion on your part, or some right you did not assert, you'd have to file a motion with the court within that time frame to set this aside. You understand that?
Sounds good.
All right, fantastic. I've signed it. Thank you
Thanks
guys
a
for
lot, Your
working
Honor.
it out.
Take care.
Take care. Have a
Happy
good
New
new
Year.
year.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you.
Beal Properties versus Courtney Goff.
Again, Your Honor, Jim Carl on behalf of Beal Properties.
Dunlap. YFP 16 LLC versus Dunlap.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
I just got a receipt.
Pardon?
I ain't got the receipt with
You
me.
don't have the receipt. Okay.
I can get it.
So, Mr. Dunlap, what they've said is, even if you win that you paid, they're gonna issue another
Okay.
thing and have you evicted.
If I wasn't on the property at the time,
Pardon?
I was not on the property at the time they're talking about.
Yeah, but they're evicting you. You don't have a lease.
Oh, because they never sent me that.
I know, but you don't have a lease. So that means that they can ask that you leave in 30 days.
Okay, well, I'm talking to the lady at the office.
Pardon?
I was gonna talk to the lady at the office, and they let me sign a new release.
I don't think they're gonna let you sign a new lease.
She said, I'm all caught up. She said, ain't no.
What?
She told me I was all caught up.
I know, but then I have a feeling they're not letting you sign a new lease.
So can I come back on another date?
Mr. Frontera, I'm assuming your client is not going to have him sign a lease.
No, Your Honor, we've had significant problems with that unit, and I don't really want to, I'm not going to go in the record unless you want me to. But no, he's
It's all
not,
right.
he's not going to go.
So they're not gonna give you a new lease. What he's willing to do, you said February 15th or thereabouts.
Yeah, I think that's within the 56 days, Your Honor.
Time, I ain't got no another apartment. Right.
Oh, but Mr. Dunlap, here's gonna be the problem. I don't know, even if I adjourn it out today to the 9th, and you've got to come back with the defenses to this, and there's no defense, then you're gonna have to be out January 19th.
All right, I'll come back with a defense.
Pardon?
I get a defense.
And that's where this courtroom session leaves us. Multiple tenants, multiple eviction battles, and one major theme running through all of them. Timing, communication, and paperwork can make or break a housing case. Some people were trying to pay, some were trying to move, and some were simply trying to buy more time. But the bigger question is this: how many of these situations could have been avoided with clearer communication before court? Let me know in the comments whose case stood out to you the most, because this hearing had everything: confusion, negotiation, and some truly dramatic legal turns.